All right, White House climate envoy John Kerry failing to echo his boss's comments about communist China's president Xi being a dictator.
Is he, in fact, effectively a dictator?
I'm not going to get into...
But he does wield the power of...
He wields enormous power as the leader of China, absolutely.
Do you wish the president had used another word?
I don't think we ought to get tangled up in, labels.
No labels. He's just an enormously powerful leader that controls everything. The climate czar also admitting that China, along with other key nations, have not submitted plans for net zero emissions by 2050. Here to react is former State Department spokesperson and founder of Polaris National Security, Morgan Ortagus. Good morning, Morgan. So these are machinations of a climate envoy. Maybe he doesn't want to tick off the Chinese. Joe Biden called him a dictator. He doesn't want to. Does this stuff matter?
Well, it does matter. And what I'm sort of confused about, Pete, is why John Kerry, the fourth administration official, is going to Beijing. These are huge PR wins that we're giving Xi Jinping on his home soil. So first, remember, we had some Biden administration officials that apparently forgot how to Google, and they went to China on the anniversary of Tiananmen Square, which, of course, the Chinese Communist Party has done everything they can, Pete, to make sure that the Chinese people don't remember that in their history. Then Secretary Blinken went basically uninvited to Beijing, asking, to go to get some concessions. He came back, supposedly talked about fentanyl, got patted on the head and sent to a working group. Then you see Secretary Yellen going there, the Secretary of the Treasury, literally bowing and kowtowing in front of Chinese Communist Party leaders. Now you have John Kerry going, and I'm not quite sure what the Chinese have done to merit a trip. In fact, we now know that they have hacked into U.S. government emails and knew a lot of advanced things about Secretary Blinken's trip. We have the spy balloon. We have the China spy base in Cuba. Pete, what have they done to deserve multiple administration officials coming to bow before the emperor?
No, you're right. It's a big news story. They hacked into the email account through the government email system, I believe, of the Commerce Secretary and others. I mean, getting sensitive information. You mentioned the spy balloon, yet from Blinken to Yellen to now Kerry, we're going hat in hand. And we're talking to them, too, Morgan, about things like climate change, which they've seen no indication of having any interest in at all. So we want you to shut down, to do something about emissions, but you're opening a coal-fired power plant every 2 weeks. So when you're talking to your biggest enemy about things they don't care about, what do you get from that?
Well, not only have they started more coal plants, built more coal plants, as you just point out, they are the #1 emitter of CO2 around the world. Listen, I thought my former boss, Mike Pompeo, explained it quite well. In every administration, you have a guiding principle of what you're willing to negotiate with other countries about. This administration's guiding principle is climate change. And unfortunately, there's an ongoing genocide right now in China, in Xinjiang, that was declared by President Trump and our administration. The Biden administration certified that genocide declaration that we were able to put out there, and you never hear them talking about this, right? Secretary Blinken said he was going to lead with human rights. So what does that mean, Pete, in the context of our conversation? It means that they're willing to take climate change concessions and that they won't talk about things like human rights, whether Xi Jinping is a dictator, and other things, because they want to accept these climate change concessions, even though I think they never ever have any intention of actually following.
Of course they don't. Or they'll give little breadcrumbs away in exchange for things hard power things they actually care about, whether it's elite capture or espionage or stealing our. It's just insane that we go there on that, get nothing in return, and look like fools in the process. Morgan Ortagus, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Pete.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.